Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bobby. Guys, since I started reaction videos, you guys kept on asking me to react to the conversation between Jesus and Allah, Surah Al-Ma'idah. The reason why I postponed it for so long is that reacting to surahs of the Quran is very different to my usual reaction format. Because if I react to regular videos, I stop them and give you my real-time reaction. However, with surahs of the Quran, I've been told that it would be disrespectful to stop the video. You have to listen to the whole surah at once. This is why we're gonna watch the whole video. I think it's roughly 7 minutes long. And then after that, I'm gonna give you my reaction. Let's have a look.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يوم يجمع الله الرسل فيقول ماذا أجبتم قالوا لا علم لنا إنك أنت علام الغيوب يوم يجمع الله الرسل فيقول ماذا أجبتم قالوا لا علم لنا إنك أنت علام الغيوب إذ قال الله يا عيسى ابن مريم اذكر نعمتي عليك وعلى والدتك إذ أيدتك بروح القدس تكلم الناس في المهد وكهلا وإذ علمتك الكتاب والحكمة والتوراة والإنجيل وإذ تخلق من الطين كهيئة الطير بإذني فتنفخ فيها فتكون طيرا بإذني وتبرئ الأكمه والأبرص بإذني وإذ تخرج الموتى بإذني وإذ كففت بني إسرائيل عنك إذ جئتهم بالبينات فقال الذين كفروا منهم إن هذا إلا سحر مبين وإذ أوحيت إلى الحواريين أن آمنوا بي وبرسولي قالوا آمنا واشهد بأننا مسلمون إذ قال الحواريون يا عيسى ابن مريم هل يستطيع ربك أن ينزل علينا مائدة من السماء قال اتقوا الله إن كنتم مؤمنين قالوا نريد أن نأكل منها وتطمئن قلوبنا ونعلم أن قد صدقتنا ونكون عليها من الشاهدين قال عيسى ابن مريم اللهم ربنا أنزل علينا مائدة من السماء تكون لنا عيدا لأولنا وآخرنا وآية منك وارزقنا وأنت خير الرازقين قال الله إني منزلها عليكم فمن يكفر بعد منكم فإني أعذبه عذابا لا أعذبه أحدا من العالمين وإذ قال الله يا عيسى ابن مريم أأنت قلت للناس يا عيسى ابن مريم أأنت قلت للناس اتخذوني وأمي إلهين من دون الله قال سبحانك ما يكون لي أن أقول ما ليس لي بحق إن كنت قلته فقد علمته تعلم ما في نفسي ولا أعلم ما في نفسك إنك أنت علام الغيوب ما قلت لهم إلا ما أمرتني به أن اعبدوا الله ربي وربكم وكنت عليهم شهيدا ما دمت فيهم فلما توفيتني كنت أنت الرقيب علي وأنت على كل شيء شهيد إن تعذبهم فإنهم عبادك إن تعذبهم فإنهم عبادك إن تعذبهم فإنهم عبادك وإن تغفر لهم فإنك أنت العزيز الحكيم قال الله هذا يوم ينفع الصادقين صدقهم لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك الفوز العظيم لله ملك السماوات والأرض وما فيهن وهو على كل شيء قدير.
Alright guys, and this was the Quran recitation. I do remember this specific recitation. I remember when the reciter started crying out. I believe it was the video about the miracles in the Quran and that the Quran, when recited, can make people cry. So I do remember a scene, catching a glimpse of the surah, but I haven't heard the whole surah yet. But on another note, I guess I passed the challenge of not crying. I'm not saying this to sound tough or anything, but it simply doesn't have that effect on me. If you have any other surahs where you are convinced that they will make me cry, please post them in the comment section below and I will definitely react to them. But that being said, if I read the Quran or I listen to the Quran, for me it's all positive. It's an informative book. It is a clarification for me personally, and I simply don't get emotional listening to it. Anyways, that being said, the surah started with I seek refuge in Allah from the outcast shaitan. And this is a very, very powerful passage that was right there in the beginning of the Quran when I started reading it. And remember, I started reading the Quran back in the day to find the devil. And then the book starts with I seek refuge in Allah from the outcast shaitan. So how can this be the devil's book? So it continues, be warned of the day when Allah will assemble the messengers and say what was the response you received. So the response to their message of God being one, I assume. But all the messengers will say, we have no knowledge. Indeed, it is you who is knower of the unseen. So yet again, the Quran here gives all the praise to God. It shows clearly who God is, because he is the knower of the unseen, and the prophets themselves could not know. It reminds me yet again of Jesus saying, nobody but the Father, in this case God, knows. The day when Allah will say, O Jesus, son of Mary, remember my favor upon you and upon your mother, when I supported you with the pure spirit, and you spoke to the people in the cradle and in maturity. So yet again you see the focus shifting to God, because it was not Jesus that made himself speak in the cradle, but it was of course the gifts, the blessings of God in this case. And remember when I taught you writing and wisdom and the Torah and the gospel. So this is true. Jesus was educated from a very, very young age in the Torah and the gospel, the Injil that he brought according to Islam. And yet again, the glory is, of course, given to God that gave him this wisdom. And when you designed from clay what was like the form of a bird with my permission, then you breathed into it and it became a bird with my permission. And you healed the blind and the leper with my permissions. And when you brought forth the dead with my permissions. So yet again, as you can see, all of those powers that Jesus possessed, he only had through the permission of God himself. God, the creator of all, and he of course decides who gets what. And when I restrained the children of Israel from killing you, when you came to them with clear proofs. And this of course stands in direct contradiction to Christianity. This is the biggest conflict between Christians and Muslims, because Muslims believe that Jesus was saved by God. He wasn't sacrificed by God. And those who disbelieved among them said, this is not but obvious magic. This is absolutely correct. Even some Jews to this very day will claim that Jesus was just a magician. And remember when I inspired to the disciples, believe in me and in my messenger Jesus. They said, we have believed, so bear witness that indeed we are Muslims. And this is very interesting to me. This was extremely interesting to find out that Muslims essentially just means in submission to Allah. It simply means people that submitted their will to God, people that believe in the one creator of the universe. And this is why Muslims nowadays will of course claim that Jesus and his disciples were Muslims by that definition. And remember when the disciples said, O Jesus, son of Mary, can your Lord send down to us a table spread with food from the heaven? Jesus said, fear Allah if you should be believers. They said, we wish to eat from it and let our hearts be reassured and know that you have been truthful to us and be among its witnesses. Said Jesus, the son of Mary, O Allah, our Lord, to be for us a festival for the first of us and the last of us, and a sign from you, and provide for us, and you are the best of providers. Allah said, indeed, I will send it down to you, but whoever disbelieves afterwards from among you, then indeed will I punish him with the punishment, anyone among the worlds. And beware the day when Allah will say, O Jesus, son of Mary, did you say to the people, take me and my mother as deities besides Allah? He will say, exalted are you. It was not for me to say that to which I have no right. If I had said it, you would have known it. You know what is within myself, and I do not know what is within yourself. Indeed, it is you who is knower of the unseen. I said not to them except what you commanded me, to worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord. And this is absolutely biblically accurate as well. You can read it over and over again that Jesus calls his disciples to sin no more and believe in one God. And I was a witness over them as long as I was among them. But when you took me up, you were the observer over them. And you are over all things witness. If you should punish them, indeed they are your servants. But if you forgive them, indeed it is you who is the exalted in might, the wise. Allah will say, this is the day when the truthful will benefit from their truthfulness. For them are gardens in paradise beneath which rivers flow, wherein they will abide forever. Allah being pleased with them and they with him. That is the great attainment. To Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth and whatever is within them. And he is over all things competent. So this is essentially the red thread in the Quran. I said it before, it was absolutely beautiful to read every surah within the Quran, but I have to say that one surah is enough to get the memo, because the memo is exalted is the Lord. To him belongs all praise. There is only one God. Everybody should worship that one God, and even the prophets do worship that one God. None of those prophets ever asked to be worshipped. And if we go further back and we look into Buddhism, I spoke about this prior as well. Never did Buddha claim that he should be worshipped. He was against idolatry. And now you go to Thailand, for example, and you see golden Buddha statues. And this is so common throughout human history. You will see that people will fall in love with the messenger. Even to this very day, I have to say a little critique here, even with Muslims, some of them I see that Muhammad is so exalted. But I say we always have to remember what the message is. And the message is, of course, the worship of one God. And we should only love God. Alright guys, this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, guys, please do so. And if you want to support me on Patreon, all the links are in the description box below. Thank you so much. And let me know in the comment section as well to which video I should react to next. Thank you very much, guys. As always, may God bless you all. Much love and peace.